This is 94.5 FM.
Radio Jamaica 94 FM now presents Back to Health, sponsored by Gardner Chiropractic and Neurology. Your health is in good hands, and Apex Radiology, the clear choice for all diagnostic needs.
Your health deserves the very best care, and at Apex Radiology, we deliver just that. From MRIs, mammograms, and CT scans to interventional studies, nuclear medicine, and much more. We're here to give you accurate answers with compassion. Whatever the test, Apex Radiology makes the process simple, professional, and comfortable. Take charge of your health today. Call us at 876-929-APEX to book your appointment. Apex Radiology, the clear choice for your diagnostic needs.
Make your impact on the world anywhere you are. Walden University offers students degree programs to help you achieve your goals and bring about social change in your community. Like 2024 graduate in Business Administration, Samantha Powell.
I would definitely recommend Walden. The program, the classes, the people I've met, helped the knowledge that I've gained, and has helped me grow into the person that I am confidently today.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
Jamaica, get ready! Cross Country Connect is coming to a community near you from March 15 through April 11. Radio Jamaica 94 FM, Fame 95 FM, TVJ, The Gleaner, and The Star will be bringing the energy all across the island. Join your favorite personalities for live broadcasts, great music, giveaways, and real community vibes. Come out, connect, and be part of the excitement with your favorite media family. Cross Country Connect, coming to a community near you. Sponsored by Development Bank of Jamaica, Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, Seoul, Jamaica, Texaco, Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission, and Guardian General Insurance Jamaica.
Circle them.
It's now over to Dr. Neil Gardner and Mrs. Gardner.
Welcome, listeners, to Back to Health. Yet another Tuesday here, Doc.
Another Tuesday, another kind of wettish last couple of days. And
Indeed.
it's nice when the weather is kind of, wet and you don't have to be outside. But when you have to be outside and it's wet, it sucks. So welcome to our show yet again. All those who are joining us, whether you're listening on the airwaves in Jamaica at Radio Jamaica 94 FM, or you're listening online via the RJR platforms, one of many, or our Facebook or YouTube links. Welcome.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to each and every one of you. And so, Doc, what do you have lined up for our listeners this March 17, 2026?
Well, we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic, one that we have discussed a couple times on this show before, but we have an expert special guest in the wings waiting to assist us with this one. Mm-hmm. And it's none other than Dr. Cleon Kelly.
All right. And Dr. Cleon Kelly is no stranger to Back to Health, Doc. Did you state the topic?
The topic is endometriosis.
All right.
Endometriosis.
And before you get into the fact of the day and all of that, let me remind our listeners who Dr. Cleon Kelly is. He's a proud graduate of Kingston College, Doc. Let me pause.
let's pause for those haters out there and those.
He completed his medical degree at the University of the West Indies, Mona. He then went on to complete his Doctor of Medicine in obstetrics and gynecology, after which he did his fellowship in what? In what, Doc?
Let's see.
Fetal-maternal medicine.
Right, fetal-maternal.
Right, and specializing in management of high-risk pregnancies. So, he focuses on pregnant women with chronic medical illnesses that can impact the pregnancy and unborn fetus. And so, Dr. Kelly, as we have indicated, is no stranger to Back to Health. He practices in two locations, well, several locations. We'll share two today with you.
That you can reach him on.
Yes, over in Portmore, as well as off on Hope Road by Winchester Business Center. So we will share that bit of information a little later on in the program, that Kingston location and Portmore location for our listeners. So
and Dr. Kelly has indicated that he is married with 2 beautiful kids.
Yes.
He didn't say he's married to a beautiful woman. He just said he's. So, Dr. Kelly, I forgot to talk to you about your bio. It needs to be updated. So, I have seen his wife, and she's a beautiful woman. So,
and he specializes in obstetric ultrasound to view the anatomy of the fetus, as well as diagnose some structural abnormalities and monitor fetuses at risk for compromise. So, he is really into this sort of thing, folks, and
that's
it's good it's good to have him.
It's good to have him, and it's great. It's always great to have experts like Dr. Kelly. I don't know if Dr. Kelly is on the line now. Dr. Kelly, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome to our show, sir. I don't know if you heard when I pointed out that you failed to say that you're married to a beautiful woman, because you just said you're married with 2 beautiful kids.
And he felt that your wife contributed to the beauty, that the beautifulness.
I'm just a brain.
You're just a brain. I see. Tell you, beauty and the brainy.
Welcome again to Back to Health, Dr. Kelly.
Dr. Kelly, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Well, we have a lot to discuss tonight, and
so the fact of the day, Doc.
The fact of the day, Mrs. G. Thank you for asking. The fact of the day, and Dr. Kelly can tell me whether this sounds true or not, that endometriosis can lead to infertility in between 30 and 50% of women who have the condition.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Right.
Sound like you have teenage kids.
Yeah, right. Facts. Facts.
Facts.
Okay.
Try to learn it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that is even current anymore. I think they move on. I think they move on from that. We have to find out the new things. Yeah, there's a thing called clock it now, I guess.
Yes. I think that's late,
That gone now.
Late.
I need to speak to my staff. My staff not as young as they think they are. I like when they laugh after me and say that I'm old, but they don't realize that other people consider them old too.
Exactly. Matter of time.
Matter of time. All right, so Dr. Kelly, what is endometriosis? And let us know also whether or not there are different stages or types to this condition.
So endometriosis is pretty much an inflammatory disease, a lot of inflammatory tissue, and this occurs because the similar tissue that is found in the lining of a female's uterus that causes her to bleed on a monthly basis, those cells are also found in other areas of the body. And so while the female is menstruating, she's also bleeding in those areas where those cells are formed. The most common sites is within the pelvis, so just in the area around where the uterus is, and there's bleeding in that area causing a lot of pain. Endometriosis is usually staged from surgery, meaning where there is actually visibility on the inside. So whether it's by open or laparoscopic surgery, commonly laparoscopic surgery, and depending on the level of inflammation that occurs on the inside, then they're given a stage between 1 to 4. But it's usually staged surgically.
So that's interesting. So let me see if I understand that. Normally, the cells, and what do they call the word for the lining of the uterus?
Endometrium.
Okay, so the endometrium contains specialized cells that when it's time for the woman to go through her menses, they will bleed normally. Correct. And these same cells may occur in different areas of her body as well, is what you're saying.
Correct. Commonly in the pelvis.
How does that work? How do these cells get there? Is it that they are made there? Is it that some women just have them there, or they develop there over time?
Yeah, so there's a couple of theories that are used to describe how these cells are migrated to there. One of the most common one is a backflow theory. Just like with the drum and the hose stop that stores water in case you have water lock off. So, it's a one-way valve. So water goes to your hose, but water never really leaves the drum and goes back into the endometriosis circulation because there's a valve there to prevent that. So what happens in bleeding, the thought is that, or the expectation is that blood should flow inside through the vagina, but sometimes there is backflow of blood through the fallopian tubes into the pelvis. And so some of these cells are deposited inside, and these cells stick to the surfaces and grow and cause problems. And bear in mind the space in the fallopian tube, which allows the egg and the sperm to meet, is microscopic, so you can't really look and see the space there. So these are minute spaces that we're thinking allow these cells to migrate to.
Oh.
And there are other theories as well, changing of cell type from one cell to the next cell type that causes these cells to develop in different areas of the body.
And can these cells also develop within the fallopian tube itself? Or
So
not
yes,
usually?
It's not a common site for them, but yes, you can have endometrial cells just about anywhere in the body.
That's very interesting. So when a woman has this condition where her cells are developed or occur in different locations, are we talking about like spot bleeding, or are we talking about like it can be heavy bleeding? What are we talking about when we say there's...
So the level of bleeding depends on the amount of cells that is there, and sometimes it can be significant. So, persons who have these cells on the ovary can have significant bleeding, and these bleeding usually occur within a sac. And so it forms a cyst on the ovary. We call them endometrioma. Essentially just mean blood within a sac. And these cells, these sacs or these cysts can grow to a significant size where, one will require surgery or have to be fixed by surgery.
Wow.
But
sounds so sad.
Yes, and it can be quite severe. As I said, these cells can be found in different places of the body. So in rare cases, you can have these cells in the lungs and in the brain and in the spinal cord. And so you can imagine bleeding occurring in these areas on a monthly basis. How debilitating and life-threatening these can be. But luckily, thankfully, these are only very rare cases.
Thankfully, if you're not the woman who has it.
Well,
that's so sad. I find this a sad condition because, with something so debilitating, yet such a high percentage of women can have it.
And still not getting the necessary treatment or support.
Well, that's why we're here, to try to offer support for these women. So if you're listening and you either have endometriosis, suspect that you may have it, or you know somebody who has been diagnosed with endometriosis, or a loved one or a family member with the condition, please try to give us a call during the show. We'd love to hear your story, hear from you, as Dr. Kelly tries to elucidate or clarify this situation for us so that we can understand not just what it's about, but what can we do if this situation falls in our laps, so to speak. Mrs. G?
Yes, indeed. We're against our first break this evening on Back to Health. And just to say that, as Doc mentioned a little later on, we'll be sharing our telephone numbers so that you may call in and join in our discussions this evening. We have as our special guest Dr. Cleon Kelly. Please stay tuned.
This is 94.5 FM.
Fast money, no stress. That's Jamdex. No cash, no problem. The time by Jamdex is
8:15.
Public sector workers, are you ready to advance solutions that can transform how Jamaica delivers for its people? Now in its 5th edition, the public sector debate competition returns bigger, bolder, and better. Step up, speak out, and go head-to-head with the issues that matter most to the nation. Win millions in cash and prizes. Registration closes March 27. Sign up now at publicsectortransformation.gov.jm. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit, building a better public sector for all.
More parts, more brands, same Berts you trust. From Audi to BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen, we bring premium German service and suspension parts straight from Europe to Yard. No waiting on imports, no delays, just quality parts available when you want them. Visit any of our locations, Camp Road, Malines Road, or Hadley Park today. More parts, more brands, same Berts. It hurts if you don't check Berts.
Passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the
we're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky.
JPS, powering what matters.
The West is calling and the hotline is answering. Cross Country Connect 2026 is officially in motion and we're taking the county of Cornwall by storm. We're bringing the hotline to your doorstep. We're deepening our roots with a refreshed county tour, delivering the live broadcasts and exciting on-the-ground action. We're bringing radio to you. Join the hotline this Wednesday, March 18 with Dr. Orville Taylor at Beckford Plaza, Savannah Lamar. Then on Thursday, March 19 with Simon Crosskill. We're live from Parity St. Elizabeth from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Come meet our hosts. Share your stories and be part of the conversation. Cross Country Connect, connecting our brands, our partners, and you. See you there.
From Jamaica to London, New York to Dubai, Toronto to Tokyo, wherever you are in the world, start your day the diaspora way. Your morning connections in news, culture, music, opportunities, and the stories shaping Jamaicans across the globe. Tune into Diaspora Daybreak with yours truly, Mark Lennox and Edwards on Radio Jamaica 94 FM from 12 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. Mondays to Fridays. That's Diaspora Daybreak from 12 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. Join us and stay connected to home and the conversations that matter to you the most. Your voice, your station, your stories, your diaspora.
This is 94.5 FM.
Welcome back, listeners, to Back to Health with Dr. Neil Gardner. I'm your co-host, Carolyn Gardner. We have as our special guest this evening Dr. Cleon Kelly, consultant OBGYN, and he's helping us with the topic endometriosis this evening. I'd like to go ahead and share our telephone numbers with you so that you may call and join in our discussion. 876-926-7615 or 876-926-8631. So that's 876-926-7615 or 876-926-8631. Our WhatsApp number is 876-553-5908. That's 876-553-5908.
And we do have a couple messages on YouTube, Mrs. G. So we're now on YouTube. To find us on YouTube, search for Gardner Chiropractic. It will take you to our channel. If you search for Gardner Chiropractic, it will take you to our channel. And just look for the link for Back to Health Talk Show. So there you are. And we do have a comment. Somebody's just saying, blessings and good night, Dr. and Mrs. Gardner. First time listener via YouTube here. And this is from Morena 4958.
All right. And so we do have a call on the line. Good evening. You're on Back to Health with Dr. Neil Gardner.
Good night, Mrs. Gardner. How are you doing?
We're doing well. We're doing well.
Good night. Who is this and where are you calling from?
First time caller, MC from Montego Bay.
Hi, MC from Mobile. So like I say, I have experience on this radio thing, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I always listen to you on Tuesday night.
I
have endometriosis, and I found out in 2002. I ended up doing 2 surgeries so far. The first surgery I got some ease from the pain for 3.5 years. Then the pain came back. The second surgery was not complete. The doctor told me that he's running out of time, so I would have to come back next year for him to finish up the surgery.
I don't understand
And
that.
I didn't go back.
That sounds a little weird.
I don't understand. What do you mean you run out of time? What? Whose time was running out? Your time or his time?
His time, because apparently a lot of patients were booked.
On that day, they ran out of time for the operation to be done on that day.
Yeah, but he started, and then he stopped. So I didn't go back.
That is surgery interrupt us, Dr. Kelly.
So I've been going through this thing, pain and everything.
What have you been doing? What kind of treatment have you been taking since?
I went to another gyno and she gave me the Primalot. Primalot got scarce, and then she gave me Norcolot, which I take, and I don't menstruate every month.
Oh.
It's heavy, and it's for long, like 3-4 weeks, and painful. And the pain starts before it starts.
All right.
So.
How old are you, please? MC, how old are you? If you don't mind sharing that. You're what
last
age
Friday
range?
I was 59.
59.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still seeing your menses?
Yes, because the family history is like that.
It's like that, okay. Dr. Kelly, sorry.
Yes.
My mother stopped early because of her surgery.
Okay.
So, but my grandmother, she stopped very late.
Right. No, I was asking if you're getting relief from the Norcolot.
Sure, because I don't make it.
You don't menstruate
every month. No.
Right. Good.
And
Wonderful.
and sometimes I don't make it sleep for like couple months well.
Okay. Is there anything that can be done for this young lady here with this situation, Dr. Kelly?
Right. As we didn't get into it, but endometriosis is not something that you can cure just like that. Really, if we're talking about anything about getting rid of the symptom, or getting rid of the symptom and the cause entirely, that's by surgery, which is removing the uterus and oftentimes the ovaries as well. The good thing for Miss MC here is that she, I would assume she's near menopause, and so she pretty soon won't need to deal with the symptoms of the bleeding and the pain. And so, what her gynecologist is doing is kind of tiding her over into menopause with the hormonal medication, which is one of the mainstay of treatment for patients who have endometriosis, hormonal therapy.
Right. And what they also say that we are harder to get pregnant than the ordinary women. But I got pregnant just before I did the first surgery, but I lost it very early.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So how old were you when you got pregnant?
Calculation now. It was in 2002.
Oh, that was when you were diagnosed. Yeah, okay.
Right,
okay, good.
Just before, just before that.
All right. And you never had any babies otherwise?
No.
Boy, Dr. Kelly, so many women have a rough time with this. MC, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yes.
I do trust that other women listening will be blessed by your story and will be encouraged to not keep it internal, because these things are poisonous. They are very toxic. And so it's not just the physical issue of the condition, but the emotional scars that go with it. So I thank you so much for sharing.
I was depressed at first, but after going up and talking to other persons, I said, maybe I have to live with this. So I'm not really happy, but I'm okay.
All right. Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for listening to our show. Hopefully, you get to listen
to your show. And I heard that they change up RGR to some other thing in the day. I said, oh, they don't change the night too. That's they change part of the night.
Well, we are still here.
I still listen to Markland and listen to the others. So
Good. Well, I do hope that nothing changes us and we'll be able to maintain our relationship with each other.
Yeah, you have some good shows.
Albeit for this from a distance.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again. Sorry.
I said you have some good programs, very informative, and I always look forward to listening to it.
Thank you so much for that. Well, you have a blessed night, my dear. And keep listening.
Yes.
All the best, Miss MC.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye. Thanks.
All righty.
Great call there coming out of Mobay. And just as was indicated earlier, support is needed for the women
Support
who are...
groups are a big part of the care. So it's not just medication.
Yes.
Right.
The psychosocial part of the treatment is very important.
Indeed.
I want to say a big shout out to just another caller, another person joining us on YouTube, Dawn Banton 596, saying good night. So good night to you.
All right. And some questions coming to you via WhatsApp. Does a cyst on the ovary is that considered to be endometriosis? I have some follow-up questions, but let me just ask that one first.
Not necessarily. So the ovary can have multiple different types of cysts, but certainly if a patient has endometriosis and have a particular cyst, and also investigating these with ultrasound, most times will give an indication if we're dealing with a endometrioma, which is a cyst as a result of endometriosis. So endometriosis cyst or endometrioma is just one type of cyst that can occur on the ovary.
All right. I'm going to need some clarification from the person who submitted these questions because they're asking, can it disappear after hysterectomy? And I wanted to find out if it's the cyst that they're referring to.
Or the endometriosis.
Or the endometriosis. And I think you had answered the third question, which is, can endometriosis be prolonged after menopause?
It shouldn't. Technically, it shouldn't. But you do have those very, in life, never say never.
Mm-hmm.
You do have those very, very rare cases that even after menopause or even after hysterectomy and removal of the ovaries, patients can sometimes still have these pelvic pain. While it might not be as bad as it was before, they can. But majority of the patients who have definitive surgery will be relieved entirely of the symptoms.
And there's another message saying good night to us from C. Harriet 3584. So good night to you, my dear. Thank you for listening.
All right. And so just to share our telephone numbers again with our listeners, 876-926-8631, 876-926-7615. And send us your WhatsApp messages via 876-553-5908. We are against our second break this evening on Back to Health with Dr. Neil Gardner. Our special guest this evening is Dr. Cleon Kelly. We are discussing the topic endometriosis, and he is a consultant OBGYN. And so here he is, expert in this area, folks. He focuses on pregnant women with chronic medical illnesses that can impact the pregnancy and unborn fetus. And he has years of experience in this. And so please utilize Dr. Kelly's expertise this evening by calling us when we come back from the break.
This is 94.5 FM.
Your health deserves the very best care, and at Apex Radiology, we deliver just that. From MRIs, mammograms, and CT scans to interventional studies, nuclear medicine, and much more. We're here to give you accurate answers with compassion. Whatever the test, Apex Radiology makes the process simple, professional, and comfortable. Take charge of your health today. Call us at 876-929-APEX to book your appointment. Apex Radiology, the clear choice for your diagnostic needs.
Your business isn't just your business. It's your passion, your way of life. At Guardsman, we have re-engineered a suite of integrated security solutions to protect life and property better than ever before. We enhance your cameras with artificial intelligence to detect faces, license plates, weapons, and more, while sending alerts for faster and smarter responses. Don't leave your business in the past. Join the Guardsman Metaverse, a new dimension of security.
The West is calling and the hotline is answering. Cross Country Connect 2026 is officially in motion and we're taking the county of Cornwall by storm. We're bringing the hotline to your doorstep. We're deepening our roots with a refreshed county tour, delivering the live broadcasts and exciting on-the-ground action. We're bringing radio to you. Join the hotline this Wednesday, March 18 with Dr. Orville Taylor at Beckford Plaza, Savannah Lamar. Then on Thursday, March 19 with Simon Crosskill. We're live from Parity, St. Elizabeth from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Come meet our hosts. Share your stories and be part of the conversation. Cross Country Connect, connecting our brands, our partners, and you. See you there.
Real Business, Jamaica's as well as Latin America and the Caribbean's #1 business, finance, economics, and statistics program, will now be aired on Radio Jamaica 94 FM every weekday between 12:30 and 1 p.m.
CC says Access 94 FM.
You've heard the rumors. Now, hear the truth. Radio Jamaica 94 FM is changing. We're evolving with one reimagined vision to serve you better. We're bringing you more programs and personalities. We're diversifying, improving our coverage, and building our digital presence. So stay with us. This is Radio Jamaica 94 FM, active for the good of our nation.
As I raise my right hand and I take this oath to serve and protect, yeah.
We're sticking to the streets and continuing our conversation with the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch this week on JCF Now. Mr. Lloyd Darby, Senior Superintendent of Police, PSTEB, and Sergeant Robert Reed, Traffic Analyst at PSTEB, will be back in studio as we continue the discussion on how PSTEB is applying data science to reduce road crashes and save lives. Tune in this Thursday at 8 p.m. for JCF Now on Radio Jamaica 94 FM as we dive deeper into their work and how you can support the mission of safer streets across Jamaica.
This is 94.5 FM.
Welcome back, listeners, to Back to Health with Dr. Neil Gardner. I'm your co-host, Carolyn Gardner. We're discussing endometriosis this evening with our specially invited guest, Dr. Cleon Kelly, consultant OBGYN. And Doc, I know you have several questions for Dr. Kelly, but we have a caller on the line. Good evening, you're on Back to Health with Dr. Neil Gardner.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
I would like to speak to the doctor.
Yeah, man, we're hearing you, sir.
We're here.
Okay, I have a little problem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I took a blood test recently, and prostate test and all those. And
what's the name of where you're calling from, sir, please? Or what can we call you? Mr. Kelly. Sorry.
All right,
sir, what can we call you?
Just call me Sir B.
Sir B, welcome. And where are you calling from?
Kingston.
From Kingston. Go right ahead with the
Welcome.
question.
Yes. You want I can speak now?
Yeah, man, go right ahead with the question.
Yes. Yes, I took a blood test recently,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows that I have a low blood count.
Right.
But I took other tests like urinal test,
Right.
and prostate test,
Yes.
and they told me that your urinal test was perfect.
Right.
Okay. Well, I took the prostate test and it is enlarging. But on the heart test, it's little enlarging too.
Right.
But I got some remedy for it, some tablets and all that. Well, I am taking them right now.
Okay.
But I have a little problem that at certain times, I would say at all times, from about almost 6 months now, I have a little gum on the head of my penis, and it won't go away. I wash it several times, like 2 or 3 times a day, but by the time night comes, the little gum come on back and start. I don't know what is the problem. You can tell me.
If what? Can look and tell you, sir? That's what you say? We can't
Yes,
see it,
yes,
sir.
you probably have to go in and go into your
Yes.
doctor and let them take a good look at what's going on
You
and
definitely-
take a look on the blood results as well.
Yes.
But you definitely need to see the doctor in person.
Have you been to the doctors yet, sir? Sir B?
Yes, man. I've been telling that a regular time.
And they have looked at it, and what do they have they given it a name to say what it is that you have? Because I'm not fully understanding.
Yes. I don't know if you hear properly. I said I have a little gum coming on.
No, I know what you're calling
and
it, but what is the
skin of my
diagnosis? Did they give you a diagnosis to say what it medically is called?
Well,
Not really.
I just say I should see the doctor. The doctor could test it out and tell me what his problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay then.
Oh, so you have not yet been to the doctor with it?
Yes, I went to the doctor. I told him about it, but he don't tell me anything serious about it. But it's still coming on.
Got you. And yes, the best thing that we could advise you to do is really to go back to either that doctor or another doctor and have them do a full examination on it to see if they can figure out
Yes, so the
what it
same place,
is.
same doctor.
If you're not getting anywhere,
the test.
if you're not getting anywhere with the regular doctor, you can go to the specialist. I would call a urologist. So they specialize in the penis. So if you're not getting anywhere with a regular doctor, you can visit the urologist and or ask somebody to refer you to the urologist.
Okay.
Is there a urology clinic, Dr. Kelly, at UA or at KPH or anywhere?
Yes, yeah, man. All of the major hospitals have a urology clinic. So UA, KPH, they have a urology clinic.
Do they have to be
But
referred?
You need a referral,
Right.
You need a referral from your private doctor or the health center.
Yes.
You hear that, Sir B?
Okay.
So get a referral and try to see if you can make an appointment to see the urologist.
Yes.
At one of the clinics.
Urologist.
Yes, with a U. It starts with a U. Urologist.
Urologist.
Right.
Okay.
Right, and I hope that they can take a look at it for you and give you some answers, because obviously this is something that's causing you some distress. So we want to get some answers for you.
You don't feel that it is so serious, though?
It doesn't sound very serious, but I can't stay here and judge that accurately.
Yes.
But I'm just going based on the response of the doctor that saw you. That if they thought it were serious, I'm thinking they would have had a different response.
A clinic or somewhere.
Right.
And take it back to the doctor.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, sorry I can't be of more help, but thank you so much for bringing this to light for us. Hopefully you can get the help you need. And when you do get through, can you just link us back and let us know how it went?
Okay. Yes, the phone is very low, you know.
I was just saying, just call us back when you get through to the doctor after they're finished working it out. And if they have an answer for you, can you just share with us so that we know that it's been resolved?
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, Sir B. Thank you so much for your call.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Some questions coming in for you via WhatsApp. Janice is asking or indicating, found out I had endo at age 28. Since my periods started, they were always extremely painful, nausea, the works. Thankfully, my periods ended at age 46. I'm now 57 and still have mild to moderate pelvic pain, although no periods. An ultrasound says my uterus and ovaries are clear. Can a hysterectomy stop all the pain? Question for you,
Hello?
Dr. Kelly.
Did you hear the question,
Right.
Dr. Kelly?
Yeah, could you repeat? I didn't hear the first part of it.
So so Janice found out that she had endo at age 28, and since her periods started, they were always extremely painful, nausea and the works. But thankfully, her periods ended at age 46. Now at age 57, she's still experiencing mild to moderate pelvic pain, although no periods. An ultrasound indicates that her uterus and ovaries are clear, and she wants to find out if a hysterectomy can stop all the pain.
Okay. Right. So, remember we were talking about this earlier. So, doing a hysterectomy in her case, because now she's no longer menstruating, she's not ovulating, so the hormones that used to affect her before is no longer causing a problem, but she's still having pain. So first, we need to figure out what exactly is causing the pain. You know, is it some scarring from the endometriosis? Is there something else going on that might be contributing to the pain? Because in that regard, just removing the uterus would not necessarily fix the problem, because she's no longer menstruating and still having pain. So the most important thing is to figure out what is causing the pain, and in a case like this, a patient might benefit from other therapy, such as physical therapy, or different adjunctive therapy that are not necessarily medication based. And so find out exactly what's causing the pain would be the first step when helping this patient.
Okay. All right.
Sounds very
yes, it's not straightforward.
No, clearly. And the thing, I'm just trying to rack my brain around it. So, Dr. Kelly, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but not a big spot, a small spot. What can cause endometriosis pain that may happen outside of the menstrual cycle?
So, right. So the typical presentation of endometriosis is pain starting even before patient actually start menstruating, because of course the hormones, the hormonal change that has occurred is already affecting the different endometriotic deposits in wherever they are. So whether, as we said before, largely it's in the pelvis. Also, there's bleeding that would have occurred from before, and just like with just like you have a cut on the hand and there's some blood, after a while the blood gets hardened and it starts to constrict and start to pull itself in. So these different bleeding points will actually pull on the tissue around them, and sometimes can actually cause tissue to stick to each other, and you can have different pain. You can have pain occurring because of whether it's obstruction or impingement on nerve, or different organs being obstructed by another organ because of the pulling that occurs from the bleeding and the adherent or the adhesions from the blood against the tissue. So different things can cause, and there's also inflammation or inflammatory cells that are released or that are produced from the bleeding that occurs within the area, within the pelvis, because blood itself is a bit toxic in the area, and so the body tries to protect itself from these different bleeding points by producing these cells. And as you know, just like if there's any injury anywhere in the body and the area becomes inflamed and red, the area becomes painful. And so the inflammatory process that ensues will also be painful. And these will occur outside of the actual menstruating point.
So here's a question as well. So would the presence of endometrial tissue outside of the endometrium, other areas in the pelvis, would that trigger an immune response, or is it just an inflammatory response?
So immune response as well, because in addition to inflammatory cells, you do have immune cells that are released. So such some of the immune cells that different type of interleukins are also produced, and these are some of the reasons why people with endometriosis will have infertility, because the interleukins will, or the immune cells will interfere with fertility, with the sperm getting to the point where it meets the egg, or even the egg being produced, because these interleukin cells can affect the ovary cells in causing ovulation.
All right.
So it's more than just the bleeding.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Kelly.
Okay. We're against our final break this evening on Back to Health with Dr. Neil Gardner. Our special guest this evening is Dr. Cleon Kelly, consultant OBGYN. Please stand by for telephone numbers that will be shared a little later on in the program for you to get in touch with Dr. Kelly with concerning the various challenges that you may be facing. So please stay tuned.
Today, like every day, is Clean and White Day. Clean and White bleach protects your family. If you want everything germ-free and looking fresh and like new, Clean and White is the product for you. Clean and White, every day, a different way.
Clean and White, the extreme clean, distributed by DFL Importers.
Here's a question that will surely place parents, teachers, and students at risk of dropping their smartphones. Should Jamaica put legal limits on children's social media use? Australia already has under 16 social media account restrictions in force. Norway has moved toward a 15-year limit, and parts of the United States are also testing tougher rules. Is social media just harmless fun, or a digital babysitter with a bad attitude? Are our children being hooked by addictive design, bruised by cyberbullying, and quietly harmed psychologically while adults just scroll past the warning signs? And is there a duty to protect children from the swipe, the scroll, and the endless ping? Balancing Justice host Andre Earl Casey discusses scroll control. Should the law step in for our children? With President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Mr. Mark Malava, President of the National Parent Teachers Association, Mr. Stuart Jacobs, and Public Relations Officer for the National Secondary Students Council, Miss Jadil Carlisle, on Tuesday, March 17 at 9 p.m. right here on Radio Jamaica 94 FM. Tune in to Balancing Justice on Tuesday, where we break down barriers to understanding justice and bring the law within your reach.
Ready to bring about real change in your life and make an impact in your community? Walden University supports busy working adults with flexible online learning formats to help you manage the work-life balance no matter where you are. Walden even offers special tuition discounts designed to help you achieve your goals and gain skills to become a leader. Walden University. Set a course for change.
Welcome back, listeners, to Back to Health with Dr. Neil Gardner. I'm your co-host, Carolyn Gardner. This evening we're discussing endometriosis with our special guest, Dr. Cleon Kelly. Dr. Kelly, we have a question for you via WhatsApp. This person, M, is indicating I was diagnosed with fibroids at age 29. I did a myomectomy 5 years after being diagnosed. However, 5 years after being diagnosed, the fibroids came back. Then I had to do a hysterectomy because I had terrible pain and scar tissue. Upon recovery from my OBGYN said I had a cyst on the ovary and I would have to remove the ovary later on. I'm going through menopause now and I'm not feeling any form of pain or discomfort. But would it still be necessary to remove my ovaries? Question for you.
Right. So in a case like that, so the fact that you had ovarian cyst before doesn't mean that you still have ovarian cyst now. Certainly, persons who are menopausal and present with ovarian cyst, that's usually a red flag, and we take that very seriously. And so, if there's a concern about an ovarian cyst, it needs to be confirmed. And if one is there, then a decision about surgery will need to be made between you and your gynecologist, because it's very rare to have a menopausal patient with ovarian cysts, especially because we know the ovary isn't working as it used to as it was in a premenopausal phase. So yes, if there is a cyst remaining at this point, very well might need to have surgery done, but that needs to be confirmed on an ultrasound.
Okay,
I have a question here, Dr. Kelly.
Yes.
This person says, I have a friend who took out her ovaries, but at the time of her menses each month, she bleeds from her navel. What could explain these situations or this situation?
I'm happy that this came up. So we're talking earlier about how the endometrial tissues are spread. So this is one way that we find, and so patients who have endometriosis, it's not a thing where we operate on everybody who was diagnosed, because this also forms a point, a point in which the tissues can actually spread. And so the area where the surgery is done, sometimes these tissues find them where they're, and the patient can actually bleed from the healed incision. And so persons who would have had laparoscopic surgery, one of the entry points is usually at the navel. So you can have endometrial cells positioning itself at the navel and presents with bleeding during the period of menses. And again, this can also occur outside of surgery. But yes, it's another way where the cells can be spread.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Or can be disseminated.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I hope you're listening,
Yes.
JT. So
All
I
right.
hope you get some help for your friend in that one. Thanks again, Dr. Kelly.
Indeed. Special hello to Sir Mark listening from a faraway land, Doc.
How far, Mrs. G?
Boy, I don't know. I think maybe he may not even be on this planet,
This planet? Was he jumping? Free falling?
Mark.
He's not on the planet. Is he under the earth?
Happy to have you listen to us and join us from week to week. Yes, Doc. Any other questions for Dr. Kelly?
Yes, Dr. Kelly. So what are there things, so you mentioned that surgeries sometimes can spread the cells and cause them to attach in the site of the incision or at different locations as a result of the surgery itself. But what can we say are solutions that persons can engage with in order to help their situation?
So the treatment is largely, symptomatic and preventative in a sense. And so because most patients will present with pain, so a large part of the treatment is given the patient anti-inflammatory medications, Voltaren to control the pain, but this doesn't impact the progression of the disease. And so, if we are looking at preventing, the patient from developing infertility or other complications, these patients typically will need, especially in the early phase, will need hormonal medication. And hormonal medication can range between pills, injections, intrauterine systems that will help to control the whole menstrual cycle and ovulation. And in that regard, will help to keep the deposits or the extra cells suppressed. Right? So those are the two main treatments. Of course, you have other stuff like physical therapy, electrical stimulation, cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's a wide range of adjunctive therapy that's available. But by and large, the treatment for endometriosis is hormonal and pain medication control, and not to ignore surgery because as the patient earlier described, she got a 3-year break after she did laparoscopic surgery. So surgery is very important, especially when patients are not responding well to the medications, or if patients have infertility from endometriosis that will help to improve their fertility. Also, patients who have like endometrioma, so those cysts on the ovary, after a certain size, will need to have surgery done to remove same. And so there's a very important role for surgery in patients with endometriosis.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, Dr. Kelly. I just want to make a quick mention of something here because I know, Dr. Kelly, that our medical practitioners require double-blind clinical trials before they accept anything. But it's not untrue. It's not untrue.
It's what you come
right?
with now.
But I am aware of some persons who have used herbal remedies to reduce significantly the pain associated with endometriosis. It won't necessarily address the issue of it bleeding or happening, but
progression.
It can ease the suffering that some people go through. So I don't know what specifically I could say they have tried. I just know that I've spoken to women who have told me that they have tried herbal remedies that have seemed to do the trick for their suffering.
Right. And it's a so different people will respond differently. So even with the hormonals, you find that some patients, it doesn't matter what you give them, they still have a significant pain and heavy bleeding. So, yes, you do have some patients who will respond to certain things. Some patients might respond to changes in their diet, but this is not something that is a wholesale
for everyone.
Wholesale treatment or wholesale, relief of symptoms treatment. So, if it works, it works. It works.
Exactly. Mrs. G is gonna give out her numbers now.
Yes. Listeners, to get to Dr. Cleon Kelly, over in Portmore, the number is 876-672-1365. So that's the Select Health Medical. Select Health Medical over by Portmore, 876-672-1365.
At the Hongway Mall. Interesting name for a gynecologist's office.
So at 15 Hope Road.
In Portmore.
Boy, I tell you. Unit 13 at the Winchester Business Center. So at Winchester Business Center over here in town, 876-613-5863. Yeah.
Or it's not town, Mrs.
Listen, man.
I like it.
Portmore folks, I love you. 876-613-5863. That's the telephone number for Dr. Kelly. And remember that you please make a note and write that down, yes? And you can share it with others as well. Because I know it may not be about you, but you may pass the telephone number on to someone who needs his help. Any final word?
One other contact.
Yes.
It's Angels Healthcare, Angels Plaza in Spanish Town.
Yes.
602-5693. 602-5693.
Wonderful. So we're not leaving out the Spanish Town, folks.
Not at all.
We
have some people in country.
Oh, that baby self. We have for you. Now, Doc.
Thanks, Dr. Kelly, so much.
Yes.
You're most welcome.
Great.
Most welcome.
Wonderful having you. Join Dr. Neil Gardner on Back to Health, the show that guides you back to good health. Next Tuesday, March 24 at 8 p.m. right here on Radio Jamaica 94 FM.
You have been listening. Thank you so much, Dr. Neil Gardner.